The Hunt.
In Pandora's bones. Pandora, Pandora, formed by the gods from clay, you had beauty and cunning, but when you opened your jar, out came the evil spirits that forever plague man. School had ended for the day, and Pandora and Oliver sat next to each other on high stools that looked out the front window of the coffee house. Their legs dangled as they drank their hot chocolates and stared across the avenue at a park with a sloping embankment. There were trees without leaves, lonely looking, and crusts of dirty snow on the ground. My first date, Pandora thought. She felt bubbly as she looked about the humming room. All of the other people in the coffee house were grown-ups. Pandora was proud of her long brown hair that hung seductively over her back. Freckles appeared around her small curved nose, which was the nose of a young beauty. Pandora and Oliver were in grade 8. Today, when school had ended, Oliver had approached her. "Do you want to go for a hot chocolate?" he had asked her, and this invitation had pleased her greatly. Oliver was going on about a funny thing that had happened in their gym class. His hands flew this way and that with the passion of his story. But Pandora wasn't really listening. She was admiring Oliver's blonde curls that were visible beneath his red and white toque. "He's so cute when he's excited about something." Pandora interrupted him. "I want a big chocolate chip cookie." "I spent all my money on our hot chocolates," Oliver said. Pandora's brown eyes glittered. "I have money. I'll buy us a cookie and we'll share it, but you have to promise to pay me back for your half." "I promise," Oliver said. Pandora's shiny black purse, which hung from a strap made of gilt chain links, sat on the countertop. She slid the purse toward Oliver, but he refused it. "Just take it, Oliver." "I can't." "You can," Pandora insisted. Oliver snapped open the purse and pulled out a change pochette made of turquoise silk. He unzipped this and withdrew a $5 bill. "You won't forget to pay me back?" Pandora said. "A promise is a promise." She watched with pride as Oliver got in line to make his purchase. When Oliver returned, he placed a plate with a fat cookie on it in front of her. Pandora broke the cookie in two and handed the larger half to Oliver. They munched their cookies and watched strangers drift past the coffee house. Pandora asked Oliver to check whether her jacket was still on the hook where she'd hung it. She felt her request was very clever. Oliver got off his stool. He reached below the countertop to feel for the jacket, and as he did this, his hand brushed Pandora's thigh. He decided to let his hand rest on her black pant leg. 1, 2, 3. Pandora shivered with pleasure. She wanted Oliver's hand to remain on her leg forever. But he withdrew it. "Your jacket's there, Pan. I felt it." "I love you, Oliver. I really do." "Thank you," Pandora said. Pandora thought of a story she had had to read it for school. It recounted the fate of a 15-year-old girl who had fallen in love with a boy of 20. Their love was doomed because of the difference in their ages and family backgrounds. But she and Oliver were the same age, and she knew their families were quite similar. Oliver broke the spell. "I have to meet my mom at the supermarket. How are you getting home?" "I'm taking the streetcar," Pandora said. "Why don't you walk with me to the supermarket? My mom will drive you home." Pandora wrinkled her nose. "Some other time, Oliver. Thank you just the same." She had read in a magazine that it was a good tactic to make a boy you liked wait a bit before you saw him again. Oliver patted her arm. Pandora felt his pat was more than a neutral gesture, but what exactly did it mean? Was it a boy's way of showing he liked you? She climbed down from her stool and put on her black jacket. Without thinking, she bent toward Oliver and kissed him on the lips. Oliver appeared startled, but he quickly recovered and said, "I really like you, Pandora." She waited for him to kiss her back, but he didn't. So she said, "And I like you, Oliver." Outside, the cold air slapped Pandora's radiant face. She said goodbye to Oliver and walked to the streetcar stop. As she waited for the Broadview car, she knew in her bones that she had behaved with the poise and maturity of a much older girl, and the blood rushed into her beautiful young face. Thank you.